It is Thursday, August 2nd, 2012. I am Samuel, your host for today's edition of Real Media News. Today we are going to be talking about microchips that they want implanted in your brain. Now once again, I have an article from Infowars, and it is written by Michael Snyder. I'm going to share some of the article and once again give my opinion like I normally do. Are you ready to have a microchip implanted into your brain? This might not sound like very appealing at this point, but this is exactly what the big pharmaceutical companies and the big technology companies are planning for our future. They are pumping millions of dollars into researching cutting-edge technologies that will enable implantable microchips that to greatly enhance our health and our lives. Of course, nobody is going to force you to have a microchip implanted into your brain when they are first introduced. Initially, brain implants will be marked as a revolutionary breakthrough that can cure chronic diseases and that can enable the disabled to live normal lives. When the benefits of such technologies are demonstrated to the general public, soon most people will want to become super abled. Just imagine the hype that will surround these implants when people discover that you can get rid of your extra weight in a matter of days, or that you can download an entire college course into your memory in just a matter of hours. The possibilities for this kind of technology are endless, and it is just a matter of time before having microchips implanted into your brain is considered to be quite common. What was once science fiction is rapidly becoming reality, and it is going to change the world forever. But aren't there some very serious potential downsides of having microchips implanted into our brains? Of course there are. Unfortunately, this technology is not as far off as you might think, and most people are not even talking about what the negative consequences might be. According to a recent article in the Financial Times, the pharmaceutical company of the future will include bioelectronics business that treats disease through electrical signaling in the brain and elsewhere. Diseases such as diabetes and epilepsy and conditions such as obesity and depression will be treated through electronic implants in the brain rather than pills or injections. These implants will send electrical signals to cells and organs that are malfunctioning. People will be able to be totally cured without ever having to pop a pill or go under the knife. It sounds too good to be true, right? Well, the Financial Times says the British pharmaceutical giant GlaxoSmithKline is working very hard to develop these kinds of technologies. Monsef Salou, the head of research and development at GlaxoSmithKline, says the challenge is to integrate to the work in brain-computer interfaces, materials science, nanotechnology, micropower generation to provide therapeutic benefit. If a brain implant could cure a disease that you have been diagnosed from and have your whole life suffered from, would you take it? A lot of people are going to be faced with that kind of decision in the future years. And this kind of technology is advancing very rapidly. In fact, some researchers have already had success treating certain diseases by implanting microchips into the brains of rats. I'm going to share another article from Mashable. Stroke and Parkinson's disease patients may benefit from a controversial experiment that implanted microchips into lab rats. Scientists say the test produced effective results in brain damage research. Rats showed motor function in formerly damaged gray matter after a neural microchip was implanted under the rat's skull, and electrodes were transferred to the rat's brain. Without the microchip, rats with damaged brain tissue did not have motor function. Both strokes and Parkinson's can cause permanent neurological damage to brain tissue. So this scientific research brings hope. In addition, the U.S. government has been working on implantable microchips that would monitor the health of our soldiers and enhance their abilities in the field. So this technology is definitely coming, but it must be very complicated to get a microchip into your brain, right? Actually, really, it's fairly simple. According to an article in the Wall Street Journal, the typical procedure is very quick and it often only requires just an overnight stay in the hospital. Neural implants, also called brain implants, are medical devices designed to be placed under the skull on the surface of the brain, often as small as an aspirin. Implants use thin metal electrodes to listen to brain activity and in some cases to stimulate activity in the brain. Attuned to the activity between neurons, and neural placement can essentially listen to your brain activity and then talk directly to your brain. If that prospect makes you queasy, you may be surprised to learn that the installation of a neural implant is relatively simple and fast. Under anesthesia, an incision is made in the scalp, a hole is drilled in the skull, and the device is placed on the surface of the brain. Diagnostics communication with the device can take place wirelessly. When it is not an outpatient procedure, patients typically require only an overnight stay at the hospital. But is it really safe to have a device implanted into your head that can talk directly to your brain? Many large corporations are banking on the fact that in a world that is always hungry for new technology, that most people will not be bothered by such things. For example, Intel is working on sensors that will be implanted in the brain that will be able to directly control computers and cell phones. The following is from an expert from a Computer World UK article. By the year 2020, you won't need a keyboard and mouse to control your computer, says Intel researchers. Instead, users will open documents and search the web using nothing more than their brainwaves. Scientists at Intel Research Lab in Pittsburgh are working to find ways to read and harness human brainwaves so that they can be used to operate computers, television sets, and cell phones. The brainwaves would be harnessed with Intel-developed sensors implanted in people's brains. The scientists say the plan is not the scene from a sci-fi movie. Big Brother won't be planting chips in your brain against your will. Researchers expect that consumers will want the freedom they will gain by using this implant. Once again, this is not something that you will be forced on against your will. These big corporations are banking on the fact that a lot of people want to get these brain implants. Even now, some video game makers are developing headsets that allow users to play games using their brainwaves rather than a joystick or a control pad. Other companies want to make it possible to directly connect your brain to the internet. Infowars has also previously written that IBM is aggressively working to develop this kind of technology. The potential benefits of such technology are almost beyond imagination. How would the world change if you could download a lifetime of learning directly into your brain in a matter of weeks? The possibilities are once again endless, but so is the potential for abuse. Implantable microchips that can talk directly to your brain would give a tyrannical government the ultimate form of control. If you could download thoughts and feelings directly into the brains of your citizens, you could achieve total control and never have to worry that they would turn on you. In fact, you could potentially program these chips to make your citizens feel good at all times. You could have these chips produce a natural high that never ends. That would make your citizens incredibly dependent on the chips, and they would never want to give them up. This kind of technology has the potential to be one of the greatest threats to liberty and freedom in the history of mankind. At first, these implantable microchips will be sold to us at one of the greatest breakthroughs ever, but in the end, they could end up totally enslaving us. I don't know about you, but I don't think I ever plan on getting any kind of brain implant, and I hope you viewers won't either, because, I don't think they're only going to monitor us. I think the brain chips, the microchips, I think they are going to potentially track us. If they go, well, he's been missing for, a couple days, let's see where he is. And they could easily just, locate your microchip, and there you are, And that's just another way that the government can have control over us, is by a microchip. But they're going to sell their idea by saying, oh, this is so great, it'll make you feel better, it'll cure you. No, it may cure you, but the government is going to be tracking you, and they're going to be, seeing every move you make. You may not be a criminal, but they'll still be tracking you. And, lots of people don't realize that microchips, they sound good. The government makes them sound like they're gonna make you a hero, but they're covering up the lies of it, the potential abuse that they're going to have with it. Because I think all they're gonna do is abuse them. They're gonna track us. They're gonna just invade our privacy with all that. I think you viewers may agree, but once again, I hope you viewers never get one of those. Before I end this video, I want to let you guys know I will not be doing a radio show or a YouTube video tomorrow. I am going out of town. I apologize, but I am pretty sure I will be back in town Monday to at least do a YouTube video. I don't know if I'll be back good enough time to do a radio show. I apologize. We have a store, realmedianews.spreadshirt.com. The link is in the description. You can, express, your freedom and rights by wearing the shirts that we sell. Kind of let those people know that you still want your freedom. You don't want it to be taken from you. But go check out our store. Like and subscribe this video and on my channel. Like our Facebook page, it's in the link. Follow us on Twitter, it's in the link. Our radio show usually runs 10:30 a.m. Central Time to 11 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. Until Monday, I am Samuel, your host for today's edition of Real Media News.